Hey everybody, Rodman here. Thanks for tuning in to The Philosopher King, a RimWorld royalty series about being a benevolent ruler in a benevolent society. Here are some of the rules and goals we have for our society, and then of course the projects that you all have voted upon in the past that I'm working on. Next episode there will be another poll. This next poll will include a lot more than just new projects. They're going to include some rule changes and other things as well. So I want to go over some feedback I received from all of you. One is that, yes, I see this is, again, not symmetrical. I'll fix it. No worries. I always notice these things. You needn't make too many comments about it. Another is a little bit more serious. This is about ableism versus disabilities. This was brought up to my attention by one of my patrons, Win, but I'm sure a lot of other people were complaining about it as well. This is mostly in reference to Gundozer, the elderly woman who asked to join our society that really didn't have anything wrong with her. She was perfectly capable, she wasn't evil or mean or anything like that. But I rejected her nonetheless. And what I want to say on that matter is that, yes, I may have given an ableist reason for it. Truth be told, I wasn't actually interested to add anybody. And the reason is, right now, my population is ballooning out. 10 pawns seems pretty good to me. We do have an Ancient Danger left to open up, and I prefer to add the characters in an Ancient Danger so that I can include patrons. So the way this works, if you're curious, which is including some of these new added people. These four here were in the other Ancient Danger, if you recall. Faustopia, Shay, Chris, and Poppy were in the Ancient Danger that I opened up that was here. The characters, their bio, their age, their, passions and all that, these were designed by my patrons. And one of the benefits of being a patron is they get characters that they themselves designed into my series. It's a bit of a raffle, but one of the reasons why I prefer Ancient Danger pawns over all other pawns is it allows me to incorporate the characters that my supporters design to be included in my series. I was making it sound like I didn't want these other characters that have been added, but truth be told, it was more the fact that I am holding out. I don't want this castle to have a population of like 50 and have it be a repeat of Black Lake. If you're not familiar with what Black Lake was, it was one of my challenge series where I couldn't reject anybody. It was very challenging, very stressful, and I don't really want to repeat it because I already have Black Lake. If you want to see what a colony on, Merciless difficulty looks like with 50-something characters in it, every raid was like 10 Doomsday launchers and 200 raiders, and it was madness, absolute madness. And this series is about being benevolent, which is a lot harder to do than being malicious. And to that end, I wasn't really interested into, I wanted to soft cap my population somewhere between 12 to 17 or so. A manageable number, because any larger than 17 and things will start slipping between the cracks. So I want to apologize to everybody that all of the, sort of reasons that might have sounded ableist, it was more the fact that I was primarily wanting to soft cap the population, and I should have been clear about that. I don't know at what point I open the Ancient Danger. Maybe it will be this week, maybe it will be next week, maybe it won't be for a little while. But that is on the radar. It is one of the goals, and I will be doing that at some point. But I just wanted to give you a reason for, why I'm doing some of the things I'm doing. So continuing on, one thing I wanted to do is to add some marble into our stockpiles. Oh, we're throwing a party. So let's go ahead with a new marble cutting zone. Do forever. Small ingredient radius. Drop on the floor. Copy and paste this over. I'm going to start mining out marble mountains in order to get more marble blocks. Now, I am going to remove the marble from this farm. And yes, I do remember that I had a beautiful garden project. This was a goal. what I'm doing is I'm planning on replacing or relocating this garden elsewhere, because this is a farm. It's not going to be inherently beautiful or anything. And I also want to get this done if possible. Another thing that occurred to me is that the stockpiles here that I've got, especially the west one, it has stone tiles underneath it, so there's really no point in pulling up the steel tiles because it's always going to build filth. So instead, what I'm going to do is have drop boxes, and I'll show you this when we get there. I'm not quite there yet. Oh, careful, Zero. I don't want mountains to fall on your head. Alright, so we also got a piano. That's going to be the last instrument that we're going to need to make. So, for that, I'm going to need to make an electric smithy. Another thing that looks like I'm going to need soon is maybe everybody to haul a little bit, because we have a ever-growing supply of leather in our kitchen. And to use this devil strand as well, because we're about to get a ton of it. Alright, looks like a lot of marble blocks are being cut. I canceled the hauling of pretty much all of the limestone that I could, because we have plenty of limestone now, and queued it up for marble for hauling. I'm still trying to find underground plasteel, because that would honestly be ideal over finding long-range mineral plasteel. But if we have to do long-range mineral plasteel, that's fine. We have transport pods and the capacity to travel there and mine up other tiles if we need to. Other suggestions that I've been getting that haven't been acted upon, I guess is the way to put it, is there's been requests for me to have prisons. Now, to me, a prison would be a voted project for me to have some sort of rehabilitation center, more than a prison, because this community is never going to have a long-term prison. It's benevolent, after all. But a rehabilitation project for people that we capture or people that are wounded that fall from the sky, etc., etc., etc. There is a lot of merit there. Currently, I don't have the much capacity, but I can always convert the hospital over. And then I have some extra bedrooms down here, as you can see, that would easily become prison cells, when the need arises. But that's one of the reasons why I haven't built a prison, but because it was a very common request or suggestion that I've been reading, I just wanted to address it. Say that, yes, I realize that, I could have prisons, but I'm choosing not to, unless it becomes a goal. Alright, so Yan Shui is harvesting a considerable amount of the Devil Strand. I'm just making sure everybody is working productively. And a meteorite jade landing. Oh, nice. Well, we'll be able to put the jade to good use at some point. Alright, looks like the last of the fine tiling is getting done. Then what we're going to need to do, and this will make our throne room undignified for a bit, but we're going to need to rip up the floors and redesign it a bit. And if you check Babaloo here, he's very close to being a count, so I'm also going to need that piano pretty soon. This monument, I would say, is about half done. And that's definitely going to be a sort of stretch goal this episode, bearing any unforeseen circumstances. Rena joins. No more information about Rita. Yeah, I'm sorry, Rena. I did just explain to everybody watching that I have a soft cap population. So any events that add more population, I'm not interested in undertaking. Cannot believe how large that monument is. It is really absurd. Let's merge some hay here. Ideally, I'd want to store the hay elsewhere, somewhere more productive and more dense, I guess. We'll just merge what we've got here. There. That takes up less room, I guess. Okay, so this is getting constructed. Once we run out of limestone, we'll be able to redo this throne room. And also the electric smithy for the piano. Continue to unroof this, make it safer for us to mine it up. I think that better illuminates the room. How are we doing? That's, I don't know, maybe 3/5 done, something like that. And I'm just allowing them to sort of prioritize their work how they see fit. Alright, as you can see here, we are starting to strip up the flooring in the throne room, which means that Bublu will temporarily have an undignified throne room. Fortunately, he also has some of the highest mood in the entire community, so this should not throw him. This shouldn't upset him too badly. I think what I'm going to do is move this for symmetry's sake. Because these are more protected, and probably putting in auto doors there as well. Oh, alright. Well, Double Strand Farm. I guess the Double Strand that was there doesn't need to exist, according to the Storyteller. Well, thanks, Cassandra. I appreciate it, I guess. Barely. Alright, I think what I will do is try to get the throne room to be dignified sooner. So, 0. I'm going to put you into Area 1 and have you do it. Some yaks joined. I'm going to slaughter them. I already have... Or actually, you know what? I'm going to slaughter the male yak and not the female yak. We'll go for some more milk. Because I think the yaks that I have so far are female, so just slaughtering the male. And that's so that we don't get just a crazy ballooning out population. Jan Shui and Mathis. Oof. Bit of a breakup there. Didn't expect that. Well, I guess Mathis... Who initiated it? Oh, Zero, yeah, you're done now. Let's go with fine flooring. Back in. And also, I'm going to want to remove the cables that were here. I don't want cables running along the edge of the wall. So log. Jan Shui asked Mathis for some space. Alright, so Mathis, you're going to keep the nicer bed. And Jan Shui, you're going to get moved. I think that's fair. He or she who initiates loses the nice bedroom. Alright, Zero, you are now unrestricted. This throne here, let's move it down. And then, of course, we are going to be missing a little carpet. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is start replacing these armchairs with, like, plain leather ones so that we could free up some more cloth. So let's see. Plain leather armchair. Because cloth can be used to make medicine. It can be used to, you know, a lot more versatility than just leather. At least in this game. Alright, so Knees throne room. There you are. And now the cloth that I liberated from that chair can be used for the flooring. Alright, Bubbaloo. Your psychofocus is actually, yeah, it dropped considerably. Not too bad, but, like, definitely needs to be brought back up in case of attack. Piano. Let's get one going with Zero. Also means that all these chairs here I'll want to convert over as well. And then if we're doing plain leather, maybe I hunt things that drop me plain leather. There's a lot of predators out there. Don't worry, I've noticed. For here, let's go ahead and take this to temp medicine. That way it's quicker and less of a run. So regular medicine here. Drug lab, when you make it, take to temporary meds. I guess I call everything temp, so let's shorten that. Temp meds. So we don't have to run it all the way to the hospital every time. Seems a bit excessive. And make it until we have 50. Alright, so we've freed up a whole lot of our cloth now. We're going to just make sure that it's stocked up next to the medicine bench. And I'll get chairs set up on the other side eventually. Continue the construction project. Alright, artificial metabolism is done. Let's do some long range. This is well overdue. Alright, so these shelves here, if you're wondering, these were not supposed to be weapon shelves. These were replacement kibble shelves. And my brand new yak, which is right here, which should be on grazing, but wasn't, is being hunted by a grizzly bear. Mathis? Frostopia 0. Actually, 0, you stay behind. Poppy, we'll go try to help. Yak, the yak attack. Yak's in bad condition. What I think I'm going to do is let's also pick on all of the predators that could harm our creatures now as well. So that we can avoid the lack of a yak eye. Nice shot, Chris. Okay, the throne room is very close to becoming dignified. Another thing I'm going to need to do is we are very, very low on steel. We're going to get the deep drill cooking again. That's very much a 0 task. Alright, so we have one more fine marble tile left to make. I'm going to just do that now, and then this will become dignified. And satisfy the psi focus gain needs of Bubbaloo. That's why his psi focus was dropping. It's because the room didn't really meet the expectations. Well, we are about halfway into this episode, and I've got to say, that has not been constructed all that quickly. Let's go ahead and queue up the limestone to be hauled once again. Hopefully get a little bit more progress on it. Okay, we're starting to sleep in the cold. Oh, well, that's also my fault. I need to put these walls back. Well, you might not be able to do it. Alright, so it should start warming up a lot. But we just got a cold snap. Alright, I'm going to put some additional heating in. It doesn't, just for the record, it doesn't really matter where you place the heaters, because wherever they're located in the room, it doesn't emanate heat out from their center point. It just creates heat, like, perfectly throughout the entire room. So yeah, it doesn't really matter the placement of these. Now what does matter is they do produce light, so there is a bit of advantage to locate them where they can become small light sources as well. But this cold snap's not going to be good for plants either. So what I think I'm going to do, if it gets too cold, yeah, I'm just going to do a cut plant on the double strand, a forced cut plant. And Yanshui, could you? I'm going to create a new temporary area for her to work in here. It's temporary so I can have it be sloppy. But basically, you are restricted to 2 inside. So I don't want to lose any double strand. It takes a very, very long time to sew it. It would be a real shame to have it die off. Alright, this is about, I don't know, 4/5 done or so. Okay, it's hard snowing. It's also 24 degrees or -4 Celsius. So yeah, it's definitely a worthwhile endeavor to go ahead and do. So I want to start that piano. I'm sorry, Yanchwei. I know it's probably pretty miserable. Yeah, I was right. This was the right call. We are losing Double Strand. You... Schedule. I'm trying to put Shay in there as well. She's a good... Oh, no, she's not the other plant cutter. Who's the other grower? Amarnath, but not really. Right, you are unrestricted. We're going to have some unhappy people here in a bit. Okay, and now schedule back to normal, and put them back to their proper zoning. You may go to sleep. Now, all of the crops that I have, the other, edible crops, they'll die off. The heal root won't, because it's not temperature sensitive like the rest of the crops are, but I feel like I salvaged a lot of the double strike. Clearly, I have 3K of it. Oh, Zero, you can go to sleep. I don't mean to force you to make a piano. Okay, Yak's fully healed, but that's a lie. You've got a left eye scratch, and you're gonna have to be named at some point. I'll just give you the generic name of Yak for now. So yeah, the grazing is gone, so they're going to be reliant upon the insect meat and the kibble. This project's looking like it's getting more complete every day. Bulk goods trader came in. Oh, sister of Amarnath. All right, nice. Well, family reunion too. How are we doing on steel? Yeah, we're dreadfully low, so let's get that up. Because I had my kibble outside. Oh, actually, this is going to cause a problem. I'm going to have to remove this door and have it auto-doored because wild animals are obviously, now that there aren't sources of food, wild animals are prioritizing this for their, for consumption. Oh, Angelia's like, nope, leave my food alone, chomp. All right, and once we get that auto-door, that won't be an issue anymore. The milk is also an issue, but, that can't be helped as much. There. Now I have the auto door, and the food is not available for them to snipe. If you're curious, this is a very easy way to bait and lure animals. In order, if you want to do hunting but you don't want to do a lot of walking, you can leave out things like rice or whatever and bait animals to you. But for now, I'm mostly getting really, really small animals, which is maybe not exactly what I'm looking to hunt. It's good shooting practice, I suppose. And then one of the other benefits of this auto door is I don't have to remember to close it in the case of a siege or something like that. So, has a hidden benefit. Bubbaloo, I'm going to have to wake you up. I forgot to trade early with the Evernath's crew here, and they might leave due to temperature, so... so Yak Yak, I'm actually going to get rid of. I apologize if you're a patron of mine and you wanted a yak named after you, but that yak is hurt. I could care for it, yes, but... alright, so the mixed leathers I will offload. I'll keep the Thrumbo Fur, I'll keep the Devil Strand and the plain leather. The plain leather is becoming, you know, the chairs or whatever, the armchairs. We have a lot of beer. I could buy their steel, but let's see if there's something more valuable for us to go for. So I'm selling off some of the spare Devil Strand stuff that I own because I can always make it again. And I know I still owe an urn to our neighbors as well. So this is way above what they can afford. Now, you know, that just about instantly fixed it. Okay, perfect. I want every last silver. There we are. Every last silver. All right, let's haul the components in. This will help to keep, you know, keep our steel up because components are obviously very steel dense. So buying all those components allows us to not need to make them out of steel. So I'm starting off the day while people were sleeping. I'm doing a speech from the throne. It's best, in my opinion, to start a speech from the throne when you don't have people near the throne room, because the speech from the throne takes a very long time to complete. So, in my opinion, at the very least, it's best if you don't tie up everybody. So it's best if they get there right as the speech is wrapping up. They'll still get all the benefits. All the benefits from the speech, but without using so much time. Alright, it's an encouraging speech. I'm very happy about that. Okay, so we have a lot more work to be done. Especially in this mega constructed project. You know what I could do is leave that in place. Just leave this in place. We'll see. I'll have to think on that. All right, so Shay has another inspiration. Yeah, this is getting close. It's getting close. God, it's ridiculously massive. I think once we're up to about 500 steel, I'll switch over. Treaty of Italia is visiting as well. They don't have anything to trade, they're just wandering through. I'm surprised how early snow came this year.
Sandstone? Oh, are you kidding? Lands right in the
Okay. Right in the middle of my of my monument. The thing is, when I complete it, if a meteorite lands there, I'm penalized, and I get all of the raids that I would get. That's pretty funny, though. Not gonna lie, it is pretty funny. Alright, Zero, I need you to tidy up the mining. Isn't mining a higher priority for you? Oh, right. I queued up hauling as a top priority, because I just wanted to get some double strand out of the farm. So here's what I'm going to do. Everyone hauls except for Zero. So you can haul that one corpse. It's kind of a... yeah. So let's get this double strand out of the farm fields. Also, that chem fuel, well, that's just a singular chem fuel. But that can't stay there for sort of obvious reasons. I'll put the chem fuel out here. It's best to not have chem fuel inside. Alright, the new Treaty of Antalya has a few items to trade. We'll see if any of it is useful to us. Alright, so now we have a new chem fuel stockpile that is not likely to take out our entire crafting room. Alright, where are the treaty people? Ah, here they are. Head on down. Okay, so we definitely have gotten everybody to haul the most important stuff. Missing blueprints. Oh. Well, that was a little interruptive. These guys will buy some of the crummier weapons that I've got. Well, not really able to afford it. But, let's see. You guys have components and medicine. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Alright, so I replaced it with limestone now. And we'll try to complete this, if it's somehow possible. I don't know. Wow, that's not going to help complete anything. We just got a huge bout of malaria. So what I'm going to do is, Bubbloo, I know you yourself have malaria, but, alright, Mathis is going to be the only doctor for this malaria. Alright, Mathis, well, guess what? You have an enormous amount of work to do. So what I'm doing here is allowing herbal meds for everybody. Or actually, you know what? I can allow industrial tech meds, because we have the capacity to make them. But yeah, I think the chance of me finishing this my stretch goal is not likely when I've got rampant malaria. Now, it occurs to me that, yes, I don't have enough hospital beds. That's a TBD, for sure. Now, it looks like Fostopia is still working on it. With any luck, with the very nice hospital that Zero and Talon are in at the moment, they'll be on their feet more quickly. Looks like Kibble's a real problem here. that is because Evernath's just not doing it. There we go. I'm just gonna force out a batch. I'm leaving the malaria card up so I can see who needs the medical care. Mathis is doing a pretty good job at keeping it tended. There's no real complaints there. Alright, so we're getting some of the kibble out. Wouldn't be a terrible idea to have raw meat and a hay being stored in here, and then making the kibble here. That would definitely cut down on a lot of travel costs and whatnot. So maybe I'll work towards that at some point, when not half of my population is sick with malaria. Well, even with all of the malaria-stricken people, this is really coming together. As you can see, it's nearly finished. Seems like my pets might need a little bit larger of a zone to haul stone, so I'll expand that out. Let's see. Immunity, about 40%, about 40. People that don't have the hospital beds. Oh, yours is even better. Dang. Almost 50. 40. 40. I don't know why, Shay's... Oh, is it the bionic stomach? Is it the increased metabolism because... Yeah, because of her bionic stomach, the blood filtration is less affected? No? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure why. Whatever. It's a positive effect nonetheless. Alright, Zero was starving. I understand getting out of your hospital bed for that. Hey, Chris, kicking you out. Sorry, buddy. Well, I think the stretch goal, given the time that's on my clock, not likely to be done. Even if I didn't get malaria, it was probably still a stretch. But I do feel like I got a lot done. We finished off the throne room. We, redesigned a lot of our, a lot of the sort of storage and done some mining and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is almost done. That will definitely be pretty easy to do for next episode. Providing I don't get, like, super attacked or something like that. We're up in the... Yeah, Shay's almost already over her sickness, which is great. Mathis is doing really a wonderful job of holding down the fort here. Probably pretty tired, though. Yeah. And he was divorced. Ugh. I feel bad. And winter has officially begun. Well, ain't that swell. So Shay should be... Oh, well, she needs tending. Maybe she was the first tended to? I don't know. Labrador Retrievers joined. I guess that's a little good news. So, I don't have... every single one of them male. I guess we could keep them as a result. We'll put them into the grazing zones here. And that means a lot more pets to be raffled off. Let's see, 7 years old, 9, 4, and 8. So some of them are older than others. But that about runs me out of time. So if you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, do drop me a line in the comments below. If you are a patron of mine, I am definitely looking for some rule and goal ideas, keeping in mind that I'm going to have other such voting on the polls this next episode, which will include, when I open the Ancient Danger and some other rule changes, so on and so forth. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate all the feedback you supply me. I'll catch you all next episode. Adios.